All right, guys, I finally found some time to actually break away from the shop side of things and work on the fun stuff, the drag truck project. If you're new to the channel, about 6 weeks ago, I bought an auto repair shop in Colorado Springs, and that's kind of how I've been spending my last little while, just getting the business up and running. And I would say that job is never, ever going to be 100% done, but at least we're now to the point where I can break away and get back to what I enjoy, working on the drag truck project. This particular frame here, this project, I picked up back in like August or September. Anyway, it's a four-wheel drive extended cab chassis. Up front here, we've got ourselves a 535 big block. We've got some custom coilover suspension that we took care of before we moved from Utah to Colorado. That's why it's a little bit rusty up there. But anyway, out on the back, we have Calvert split monos installed. We have some Funkhauser sliders. I moved these two rear cross members to make room for a bigger fuel tank mounted back here instead of on the side of the frame. And so now, in order to get the rear axle kind of semi-permanently installed, because this truck is going to be low, I need a C-notch in the frame here. So that's like my main objective for the day, for today, is to get the C-notch installed. I got this one here. I actually bought this kit from eBay. I think it was called Overkill by Design. Anyway, it's a weld and notch, and I will show you kind of more or less how it goes. Basically, it comes up above the frame to provide a little bit of extra reinforcement. That's the part that's going to get notched out, and we're going to clean that, put some weld through type paint on there. I use a product called Steel It. We'll weld the patch on the outside, then we'll cut the notch, and yeah, pretty much that's the goal for today. So let's get to it. So I'm using this product, it's called Steel It, which is kind of like a paint. You can actually kind of weld to it, so like a combination paint, weld through primer coating. But I found, for me anyway, it works pretty good, or it works better if you mask off directly on the areas that you're gonna be welding. So I'll just come down here a little bit. So all this area here will be coated, but I'll just leave, you know, 1/4 of an inch bare metal so it won't get into the weld. So it basically just left a little margin so we have nice clean metal to weld to, and then this should prevent any sort of, you know, rust or corrosion that may form on the backside. All right, get the back side of this coated, the inside of that coated, and then we kind of weld it together something like that. It's already painted on the inside. So moving right along with the C-notch install, we've got both sides fully welded on with the outer plates. Next up, I'm going to put the little cap on here. You can kind of see I have the Steel-It spray just kind of painted inside here, hopefully to prevent rust. Not that we're going to be driving this thing in like the winter, but you know, just like a good weld-through primer, you just want to coat the stuff on the inside. We did have a new project show up actually, which is the first quote-unquote custom build that we're going to be doing here in the shop. This isn't a full build, this is more of a picking up the pieces and finishing what somebody else started. Kind of like what we're doing with the shop here, but check her out, guys. We have a 1963 Continental. This thing is bagged, it's on 22s. It's got a big block under the hood, and I'm not going to tell you everything that we're going to do to it just yet. I'll probably do a dedicated video to this car in the short future. But yeah, we were pretty excited because number one, it's just a cool looking car, and number two, of course, it's like, you know, it's our new project. So yeah, there you guys, check it out. Nick's over here doing something. What are you doing, Nick?
Breakdown.
Nick's doing all the boring work. So yeah, we're up and running, guys. We had some jobs. Last week was slammed. This week was a little bit slower, but this is only our second full week in business as an auto repair shop, and so I'd say we're off to a pretty good start. Anyway, I'm gonna get the rest of that stuff welded in, and then I'll cut the notch out very last so we can actually put the bottom plate on there. Oh, I was gonna mention, I did it this way, welding the plates on before I cut the notch, just in case the frame kind of wants to move around a little bit, which I did the other way last time. I didn't have any problems with anything moving, but anyhow, yeah, back to work. Go to the back side, go to the bottom, and we weld it in. It's amazing what a clean welding element will let you do. Just ruined my extension cord when that piece fell on it. Cut right through it. I did unplug it first. Now, we'll make 2 short extension cords. Sometimes you just gotta take a sugar break. Tell people what you're doing and why you're doing it.
So I'm diving into the wiring mess of this car. Mess is a hard term, but I'm currently removing the the fast fuel injection system because we're going to change it over to a different system. But I need to remove that wiring so I can access the other wiring because we don't have power inside the vehicle right now. So I'm doing a bunch of wiring diagnostic and chasing a big wiring setup that I'm unfamiliar with. So it's been a lot of creative, pulling wires through fenders and through the holes of the firewall.
Solving the mystery.
Yes, sir.
So it only took about a month, but I finally got the C-notch done, and that means pretty much most of the fabrication on the back half of the frame of the four-wheel drive drag truck is done. I say most because we still have to put the shock mounts and the anti-roll bar in place, but we got the C-notch done, the tank relocation. I am going to replace this cross member here just with a straight section at some point, but that's most of the hard work. Today's Saturday. I painted that or primed that last night just to kind of, prevent any sort of rust. Saturday. Another cool thing about having your own shop is you don't have to move stuff around quite so much, because I did an oil change on the wife's car today. And normally at the home shop in Utah, we'd have to back everything out and get the wife's car inside or just do it out in the parking lot. But now, well, you get the picture. Anyway, one cool toy that I got with the shop that I want to show off real quick, which is something that's pretty simple, but it's this guy right here. Check it out. It's an oil change label printer. So it was 121 and 981, I think, was the mileage. Enter that. Okay. Enter, thank you for your business. No message number 2. Boom, check it out, guys. Little oil change. I should have put 530 in that instead of 1030. But anyway, it's got the mileage on there. That's a cool little sticker. So instead of writing them down with Sharpie, makes my life a little bit easier. Satisfies my OCD tendencies. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. That's going to bring this video to an end. Next time, we're probably going to be working on the drag truck. If I get a little bit more time, we'll get the axle back in place. We'll get the anti-roll bar mocked up. Don't have any shocks yet. And then I still need to give you guys a solid overview of the Lincoln and what we're doing. You probably heard Nick talking earlier about wiring EFI. That's one of the things that we're doing amongst many. So anyway, that's what's going on this week at the shop. Thank you guys. Have a good one.